Hey, what's up, Professor? Um, Here, I hope everybody had a great KvK second season and nobody got zeroed and you guys are all safe. And we're here counting down. So I figure I'll just keep up with the tradition that I will talk about and recap the KvK for everybody here in the continent 108. And I am the professor from 24. Kingdom 24. So we're here, second season, with 62, 81, 83, 213, 56, 63, and 244. All right. So since I'm one of the part of the leaderships, what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna spill all the secrets and all the negotiations and political drama for those of you who enjoy that stuff, and for you, and hope you guys enjoy it. And also, I will show some reports that I did, and before all of you get offended, oh my god, why you show people getting zeroed? And just remember, this is a game, and these games, those reports are kind of like firework. You enjoy watching them, right? So let's. So I want to first apologize because I usually record with my phone, with my computer, and now I'm doing this with my phone, since I don't know, for some reason my computer broke down. The motherboard was fried for some reason, and maybe it's just all of you porn that I mean YouTube watching. So apologize the statics and if the quality is not as well, but let's talk about it. And want to also say happy birthday to the motherland China, and I really enjoyed that military parade, and they were showing that the big D, right? The big D was, what I call the DF series, intercontinental ballistic missiles. That stuff is like Edward right here. That's some Edward stuff. Just look at that damage, right? And look at that gear. Yeah, that's right. Uh, yeah. So let's talk about it. And I think Trump is jealous about the Chinese parade, and maybe we're gonna do one, right, later. So we'll see. Um, yeah. So first we jump into the politics of the how do we make the allies this time. I think a lot of people, unlike last one, at least you were playing with your neighbors. You don't actually know who these motherfuckers are. You don't know who you're playing with, right? So what's interesting is that we spawn in the corner, and right between 81, which is green, and 83 here. So this is funny because they both reached out to us and wanted to ally because they had beef since last KvK, and it really made the job very easy for us. So basically, what they said, oh, 81 was saying that 83 backstabbed, and 83 said, 81 backstabbed some he says, she says stuff. And, for us, mentally, it really didn't. The mentality is that they don't really care. We don't really care about it. We it's like 4 months ago, and but 81 said, hey, we just wanted revenge here. So you let us drop the fort, and you can take the sanctuary when it opens. It doesn't matter. We're like, okay, yeah, and then map with a non-aggression pact with 83. So we just want to, hey, if you guys had beef, you guys go to Burger King together. You get some of this quarter pounder with cheese. Uh, you guys battle it out. It really has nothing to do with us, right? So, but what really turned us off is that the 83 kept sending us screenshots and be like, oh, they were the backstabbers. And then when pass 4 opened, they never even made an attempt. They saw 83 dropping forts here, but they never made a attempt to coming out of their pass at all. They didn't even flag at all. And this was a really big turnoff because we thought that they wanted us to fight their war, which is just fucked up, right? So if you guys wanted to go at it, you guys go ham, right? We don't want it to fight your war for you. We can't fight war for you, you know. So that slowly solidified our bond with 81 here, right? So it slowly solidified that, and at the same time, 213, I think one of the kingdom leaders, uh, Imp the Impy, Impy the Imp. Um, he is one of my officers, and then he reached out. He reached out to them, and he reached out to 1213, and he reached out to Mary Leland and Redline, and we really kind of hit it off, right? So the whales hit it off, and then um, we had a great conversation, and 213 decided to ally with us since the beginning, right? So if I just wanted to show you guys the honors, if you look at this, right, 213, 244, 81, 24 here, and then we have these guys, right? So um, it's super weird that Lilith is ranking us, is putting us together with something like 213, right? Because there's just way more people, maybe three times more players, and maybe next time they can rank us not using the top 200 players, and then just the top 100 players, just add them up with Excel and then match us, right? Maybe you guys can write some algorithms. You guys are professionals. Right. So, but we kind of realized that, okay, with this kind of setup, 213 is gonna definitely wanted to go for Zig, and we just don't have enough people. I mean, we're not like a completely dead kingdom, but we're older kingdoms. So, what we have in advantage is all our free to players are freaking 40 million powers, and they were kind of like a mini for T5s for younger kingdoms, right? So this and our commanders are definitely more powerful, and we know our combinations a little bit better because in the younger kingdoms I see a lot of these Caesar and Hannibal rallies, which are kind of like the vanilla play, right? For us, there's version 1.0 when we don't have anything else. You just rally with these two, right? Because they're kind of easier to get. But we see a lot of the younger pink kingdoms still use them. They were classic WoW. Just consider these two classic WoW, right? They're vanilla. They are not as good anymore in rallies because why? In a company point of view, right? So guys, think about this. If Caesar is just so good, um, you get it in the beginning. Why do you buy? You don't need to buy Khan. You don't need to buy Edwards. You don't need to buy like any of these guys, right? Right. So in order to promote you to spend more money, they have to make the later commanders stronger, such as the Alex and stuff. I don't have Alex because I'm a pure archer player, and Wu Zetian is gonna be OP in garrisons as well. But at this point, Edward rallies are the strongest from in a lot of situations. And not all situations maybe, but it does a lot of damage. So I'll just take the moment to just briefly talk about it. I don't know other streamers. I don't really watch them. But these are my experience. So if you look at this, right, Caesar has a attack defense increase of 20%, and then a 30% increase in damage, right? So in our kind of perspective, in my experience, a damage factor of 400 is kind of like one normal attack, right? So if you look, you remember, you see these numbers jumping out, right? So we're gonna go here. I usually don't use these three to kill barbs, but I'm just, as I'm recording, I can't really think. So each time they attack, a normal attack kind of does normal attack damage is 400. So let's see. Let's just see this real quick. All right. So each one of this thing pops up. That's 400. So that's, of course, this is three teams together, right? But each of the damage, each of one of these skill damage, right? So if you look at Edward, 2500. If you divide that by 400, that's about 600% damage, right? And then if you look at scissor, you just plainly look at this. Oh my God, increase 20% and 30% for 5 seconds. You can add them up. That's about 250%. But look at Edward. That one shot is about 600% of the damage. So, and this damage takes over time, right? And this is over 5 seconds. So all these damage, all these nukers have severe advantage, and in a pure infantry or calves or archer situation. So that's just some of the tips that a very old player, I'm from 24, of course, Kingdom 24, can give you guys, right? So those don't really work with us, and I can show some real reports later and show you guys the difference. But yeah, so before Edwards, we use a lot of the I use a lot of the Cid, El Cid. I call him the Cid, right? So people knows the Cid from the Professor. All right, so so at this point, the pass four opened and we're allied, and then 213 kind of brought in two players with him, with them. So they brought 62 and they brought 63. Why? Because in the beginning we all thought that 224 or 244 is one of the contenders. So 213 wanted to secure the win by recruiting two more. So we had a coalition of four different corners. So we have 62, 63 in light blue, and then we have 213 and us. So this coalition, we're gonna go into the middle altogether, right? So what's funny is that 244 we consider as a threat before, just right before the pass four opens, they got in a civil war with one of their big alliance. So their big alliance basically said fuck the leadership, and then they literally gave zero fuck, and they fought a civil war during KvK and right before the pass four opens. So that was super funny to us. Of course, Red, which is 62, was able to take advantage of that and take over all these land, and at the same time, same time 63 was able to cover the rest of these. And then this funny is 56 is what I call the invisible kingdom. I don't really know them. I never seen them come out, and they were just in there and getting conquered by everybody else all the time. Yeah, so that's what happened. And once the situation settled, right? So once we all take the heroin stuff, ancient ruins, and then 81 never broke out, and we split the place. So we started to talk about circles, right? So the circles, there's 12 circles altogether, and I suggested a split of four circles for 213, three circles for 62, and this was based on honor back then, honor points, and then two circles for each for 24 and 63, and we are giving one circle to 81 because they were kind of allies, and keeping them neutral, and we put in some good words for them in the beginning, say, hey, let them have one of the circles, right? So 213 also proposed that. 213 proposed that, and but at this point, 63, led by the legendary warrior, I'll say I give him a lot of prop. Been fighting since the beginning. Joho, right? This guy on top, 400 mil real kills. So he's really good fighter, but I have some question. I have some problem with his decision making, right? So he basically said, "Hey, why are we getting two circles? We should each get three circles, and but you have to think that not all kingdoms are equal, right? So this kind of pissed it off 213, and they were like, since we're talking about circle, we might as well just talk about Zig, right? Who do you think should hold Zig? Since because we sense that 62 and 63, since they also were in last KvK together, they may have a stronger bond, and they wanted to take Zig in the end. So we asked them, and then basically, I don't know if 62 was joking or not, but this guy, uh, let's find him. See, the RK guy, which was in one of the chats. I already quit chats. I don't want to waste you guys' time showing you guys. This guy basically said, "Hey, I thought we both with the four of us, four kingdoms, rally Zig all together, and whoever RNGs, whoever take controls of it, hold it." And then that's one of the stupidest thing I've ever heard, right? So because all these people who put in that much effort, and you think they're gonna just let Jesus decide it, who hosts Zig, right? All the rewards and all the bragging rights, right? Of course, 213 is not gonna agree, and at this time, I think Joho kind of just flipped the table. He said, "Oh, you know what? Since you guys don't want to give us three circles, let's fight for it." This is the exact word he said, right? He's like, let's fight for it. And so the coalition broke, just like that. Some Game of Thrones stuff, right? So it's just that easy. And at the same time, I think 213 reached out to 244. And 244 is already being sealed pretty tight inside their zone. But because this disturbance, when Pass 5 opened, we from Oculi did our thing from like last KvK. We jumped passes and we don't give a fuck. We come here. We did the march. We went to this pass with 213, and then we took this pass together, and we defeated 63 together pretty easily, since 244 right now settled their civil war and they were trying to break out as well. And then 213 gave them some hands, and while we were here rallying them as well, and 62, the twins, I call them the 62, the 60s Gemini killers, the twins. They were trying to get together, but they were held off, right? So I think I have maybe some of the reports I can show. This was in the beginning of this KvK. Right, so we were fighting. Let me see. Yeah, so we were fighting them. 62, little googly eye. Right, bodied. Look at this one. Yeah. They were trying to take our flag, and then I had some wars with Jojo. I call Jojo. All right, this is the Sid versus these two. All right, I call this a 98-95 Lakers. Right, for me, I won. I won these exchanges. All right, look at this. All right, a little bit, not too much, but but that's when we were fighting the pass alone. Right, so later on, 213, we held here for like a day or two, and then 213 was finally able to flag here, and then we were able to take the pass. And at the same time, we pushed in, we jumped the mountains, and we got the another circle instead. So in the end, we got 3 circle rewards, and then 63 got 1 circle because we couldn't reach it in time, and 62 had 1 circle because at the same time we also brought in 81. 81 has been our ally, of course. So they stood with us, and then they pushed them out. So we basically, in a few days, we pushed all these map were recovered, and 62 and 63 instead of 244 is now caged. Now they're breaking out. I'll tell you guys why later. So that's all. So suddenly the dynamic changed, right? So now we have a coalition of 81, 24, 213, and 244, right? So we were. So now the circle is done, and we're trying to decide. Okay, now it's time to talk about the passes, 60, 65, 60, the level 6 pass, right? And then who gets the dark circle and stuff. Right before this open, we got into an episode. This is what's fun about this. So someone sent anonymous screenshots to Mary and Leland and the leadership of 213, right? Basically it says, oh, we need to push them in their cage, clear all 63 first, and then yeah, of course, it has me, my officer, and then it has John Wick from 81, and then it also have this CB guy, Care Bear guy from 244 for Victory, some corny ass line, right? So of course I don't really have the original one, and we had to make these fucking PowerPoints for them for the 213s, right? For the 213, because their system, right? So look at this. I'll talk about their decision making system later. Because just look at this. It's just first let's look at the picture, right? Of course, this is Photoshop. Look at this. I'm gonna align these parentheses for you. Do you guys see that? The CB guys, parentheses, square parentheses, and then look at ours. This is not even aligned, guys. And whoever is believing this, it's clearly like this is what they call fake news, right? This is how like they get you the fake news, right? Just look at this. We had to make these fucking PowerPoints to tell them that, guys, open your eyes and see this. And then of course, Mary and Leland and Red, I had a great relationship with them, and they believe us because they know who we are, right? And then like, but some of these, but they also have a committee thing, right? This committee, from my impression is that these a bunch of free to players, that this makes this decisions for the kingdom, and they have a lot of time on hand. Is a little bit bunch of kids who's playing big boy politicians and try to determine who goes to war and who dies, right? So that's one of the flaws I believe in their kingdom, is that the decision making is left in hands of these average players who really do not contribute if there's anything happening, right? So if anything happens, what's gonna happen? What they gonna do, right? But they just like, oh, you know what? Let's go to war. But how much are they gonna contribute, right? So later on, we also had a bunch more, right? So we had a couple more screenshots. This is like, oh, I love when, I don't know what they were even saying. Basically, they were saying that we wanted to. They were trying to. I still don't know who actually sent these screenshots, right? So basically, they were trying to say that, hey, we're gonna back, right? But just look at this, guys. Just look at the. I'm gonna show you guys this. Look at the parentheses. Look at the parentheses, right? Look at this. Look at the Imp's parenthesis. Look at my parenthesis. Look at John's parenthesis. Look at that. I'm gonna pause. You guys can pause and look at yourself. It's not even aligned. Right? This is so bad. And it's like, oh, you're some like a survivor. Like, what the fuck what the fuck is he talking about? Let me just show you guys some real like conversations, right? Like if you guys see it here, Lilith doesn't write like codes, like, right? Just see this. All the names, all the square parentheses are aligned. So this basement Photoshop guy, graphic designer, is fake news. Um, trying to make us fight, right? You guys saw that, right? Every single name is aligned correctly. All right. So let's go back to the game. I have enough time. So